the Warlock can ulti, so that the Warlock has enough time to use everything he has to. And the other team is just going to take an extremely large amount of damage from that. Using the courier to bring them smoke. Excuse me, sorry. Tidehunter, Nake's eaten into the Tidehunter, just preparing for an engagement relatively soon. This is a really close game. Again, I'm not sure who's going to win. You don't need DPS. Alchemist does not need DPS right now. A Basher is not a good item on him right now. He has no other item that gives him attack speed, and the only thing that gives him more attack speed is his ulti, which granted gives like an absurd amount of attack speed. Massive amount of TPs coming in from the Scourge. Tidehunter running in. The BK was popped. See, that's actually why you need the Earthshaker to initiate. But nice reactions from the Alchemist. The Nyx is just getting torn up by Krobe's ulti. He can just sit there and auto-attack the tower. I think that was really poor timing. They should have waited. I mean, the Tidehunter did not need to engage by himself. He's going to get picked off, ulti by VS, and then 4-staffed away. That's what I was talking about. Here comes the Veil of Discord and the double ulti. Large amounts of magical DPS. See, if that had occurred before the Tide had just run in and ultied, the Tide would not have died, and I don't think anyone on the Scourge would have died if the Tide had just waited. Maybe run up and bait the BKB and then run back and just wait, because by the time BKB ends, your teammates will have been there for like 3 or 4 seconds, and then engage. That would have been a lot more effective. You would have lost the racks anyway. I mean, they lost it anyway, so there's no real reason why they should have rushed to do that. Especially since the Alchemist has a BKB, they want to make sure that they're getting every stun off on him so that he dies as quickly as possible. But the Scourge was still able to come out with a win on that. Warlock coming up from behind with just Refresher Orb ulti. Just stupid, absurd. I think that future games in this tournament are going to be there's going to be a few more Warlock bans, because so far I haven't seen Warlock lose. Though they did lose Rax, which again is cutting down the Nyx's farm and just allowing the Alchemist to explode. Though the Alchemist is exploding in a way that I'm really not a fan of. I think that he just really needs the armor. I mean, that's all there is to it. You don't need a Basher. I mean, if anything, I mean, yeah, the Basher's pretty good because you can go into Abyssal Blade, which for the Nyx is a very strong item. I see why Basher is a viable item on him. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think that other items like an AC, which would give you the attack speed to make Basher a much more applicable item, are far better, especially with the armor bonus that it gives. And the fact that you can farm so quickly as Alchemist, I mean, he shouldn't have a Quelling Blade right now. He should sell that and have a plate mail. Like, that right there is plus 10 armor. He won't be in the negatives anymore if he just gets a plate mail. But I see it as a no-brainer, but we'll see how this Basher works out for him. He was able to get a stun on the Earthshaker and finish him off earlier, but we'll see. Whew, excuse me. I'm not bored. I'm a little tired. Nothing really going on right now. The Nyx getting engaged on by the Windrunner, but he'll be fine. Alchemist coming in. That could be a little tough for the Nyx, but all of Scourge is right there. I mean, they still have their tier 3 tower. If Sentinel had engaged there, they would have been in a world of hurt. Good counter ward there. That is a very key counter ward. That is so important for the Sentinel to do. Very well, very nice heads up by the Witch Doctor. That just gives so much vision and really allows that if they start to lose the fight, it allows them to see. if they pull back a little bit and withdraw, they can see what's going on in that area and just do a lot more with it. Because if you have vision, everything becomes a lot easier to set up. Tide Under throwing down an ulti before the Alchemist is able to throw down a BKB. This is what I'm talking about. The Alchemist was not able to throw down a BKB and was just able to be DPS'd down by the entire other team. Krob doing work though, killing the Nakes, he killed the Earthshaker. Nice swap by the VS, very well heads up. The VS is going to die, but very, very, very key trade right there. Casts being dropped by the Witch Doctor, not going to do very much. Krob's ulti is down, but Alchemist is still alive. Still just, no, he bought back, I'm sorry. I think they should engage. The other team has nothing right now. They have no ultis. It's a 4v3. There's no reason why they shouldn't engage right now. He should have moved up a little bit further, but no big deal. The Warlock's going to die, but he's going to have buyback. Yeah, he has so much saved up gold. It's not a big deal. But they're going to get racks. This is really, really bad for the Scourge. The Sentinel's going to get both racks. They should run the Alchemist bottom right now. They should run the Alchemist bottom right now. Leave their teammates to defend. That's what they're doing. They're defending against the heroes, while the Alchemist is going to just literally obliterate this racks, and they're going to get mega creeps in a second or so. The other team has no ultis, absolutely none. The Tide Hunter's ulti is down. Every single ulti is down. Alchemist, just focus the tower. Throw down your sun. GG, well played, called out. The Scourge throwing in the towel with mega creeps. I mean, I can hardly blame him. That was a very, very good game. From both, very well played from both sides. Scourge just way too ulti dependent and unable to finish up when they didn't capitalize on when they used their ultis, and so that allowed the other team to come back alive. And when they came back alive, the Scourge had no ultis, so it's just really, really tough for Scourge. Let's see their CS. 219 on the Alchemists and 56 neutrals. 190 CS for the Krob and 122 neutral kills. Holy smokes! 200 CS for the Nakes. 247 for the Warlock. See, I don't think the Warlock should have been prioritized that much. I think that maybe the Tide should have been, and then have him get a refresher orb as well. The Warlock, I mean, he just had so much gold that wasn't really being used, and especially after a buyback, if you use a buyback and then have 3,000 gold, you're just not doing something right. And I think that something was the Scourge was just giving way too much farm to the Warlock. The other heroes on their team could have used it greatly. They could have had a pipe on the Tide, and yeah, it's not even like he got any defensive items for his team. The Nakes has had this item set for 25 minutes in the game. I don't know what happened with that. I think he might have just died too much, lost too much gold. But regardless of that, very, very well played by both teams. I can't stress that enough. I mean, I'm being overcritical right now, but that's just because I'm a third person party, and I'm able to critique from a bird's eye view, hindsight's 20/20. But overall, just very, very well played. I think that there was just a few areas in the game that could have been capitalized on a little bit more. But other than that, GG, well played. This is Jack Swift. Don't be afraid to hit that follow button.